There we go. Now we're rolling. Is that heat getting to you?
Yeah. We're off and rolling.
Ooh. We'll go with that one. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Here we go. Oh, what time is it? Oh, running a little late. That's all right. We'll make it up in the back end. Here we go.
And now for something special. The unit is self-contained with its own saddler, farrier, wheelwright and so on. It's a rigorous training dished on who know all there is to know about horses, and it brings results.
We take you behind the scenes now to show just some of the interesting aspects of this training.
Welcome back to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine, the award-winning #1 podcast to create sounder horses from the ground up. Mike Stine is a registered journeyman farrier with an APF 1 accreditation. On this week's show, talking terminology, we're going to talk about flexion. Also, we're going to discuss the back conformation and implications of different conformation types. And also, if you're not on YouTube, jump on over there right now because we have some pictures that we're going to talk about horses, summer sores. All of this and much, much more will be discussed here on Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. And over on my far hand side is Mike Stine. How are you?
I'm doing good. Travis, how are you?
I'm doing better now.
Better now?
Yes,
Why
better
were
now.
you not doing as good as you always do?
So, well, this past Saturday, and there was a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff. Mike knows a little bit about behind-the-scenes, and I was told not to really talk about it on the air. But what happened was the horse that we still have Diego.
You're paying the bills.
Yes, and Diego was over at another location. And so now we have transferred Diego, and I think maybe 3 or 4 more horses came out of that barn or that stable and moved over to another property just because it was a little bit bigger, a little bit more personal touch, and a little bit more care was going to be involved. So my wife and I, she said, well, we'll go out on Saturday morning. Now, don't forget, this week has been like temperatures of 101, 102, if not that.
Right.
Here in the Carolinas, and we broadcast just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a little town called Marshville. And my wife says, we'll go out to breakfast Saturday morning. We'll have a nice breakfast, you and me, and then we'll run over to the new barn with the trainer and everything, and I'll show you where Diego's going to be, and I'll show you his stalls, and I just need to drop some food and stuff off for him over there.
Yeah, there's several barns on the property. So which barn did he end up at?
Well, right now, they're not in any barn.
Oh, okay.
They're not. I mean, I don't know, because when we got there, the trainer, who this is part of his facility too, he's got interest values in it as well. He's putting up those shelter sheds where out in this 30-acre pasture, there's no trees, there's no nothing. It's just straight, sun, grass. That's it.
Right.
And so he was building these temporary run-ins for the horses to get out of the sun.
Right.
He's got electricity out there. He's got water out there. That's all out there, but there's no physical shade or anything. So here we are, Saturday morning. I just got a full belly, country fried steak and hash browns and eggs and all the good stuff.
Getting the good stuff.
Yeah. And we get out there, and her trainer, my wife's trainer...
And you're really ready for a nap under an air-conditioned shade tree.
Exactly what I was waiting for. And she's like, well, let's help him put the shelter shed on top of the railings and stuff that he's built. He built, a 12-by-12 box with gates. Right. And this thing kind of sits on top of it. It's got a vinyl roof on top and the sunshade.
So you built a great big kite.
Basically, a big windsurfer.
Yeah.
And Mike, we were out there for 3.5 hours. And I'm like, it's, pushing in the lunchtime. I'm out there sweating. There's no bathroom around. The bathroom is literally I have to get in the truck and drive down, to
the big barn.
To the big barn, use the bathroom, jump back in the truck, drive all the way back up to where we are out in the middle of this pasture. Mike, I was dying.
Well, it's a pretty sizable property.
It is huge out there. And where they're going to put the arena and where they're going to build the secondary or tri-sherry, the third farm or third barn, whatever that word is. It was a lot. It was hot, and she's like, I didn't expect to do all this. My wife, she's like, I apologize. I said, babe, it's fine. I said, we're here, we're doing it. I said, I didn't want to really do anything today anyways, so this kind of kicked me in the butt to make me do stuff.
Right.
So I was out there in the heat helping.
That's what you think you're not going to do something, right?
Exactly. She's like, I'm so sorry I didn't know it was going to take this long. I said, babe, it's fine. We're together in this. I'm here to help you. I'm the supporting spouse. And so we got everything up and running, and he's got water out there. Diego's got shade out there, the hay nets, and they got all that stuff. So he's good. He's moved over to a new facility, and so there you go on that.
Yeah.
What do you got there, Mike?
Well, I don't know exactly where this came from, but it is fitting for the situation.
You got a bumper sticker.
I got a bumper sticker.
And the bumper sticker says, yes, I smell like a horse. No, I don't consider this a problem.
Right.
So for all you horse lovers out there, I'm sure you've seen that sticker on people's cars and stuff at the trail. You've been doing all right with this heat, Mike?
I'm doing okay, yeah, pretty much.
You just try to ignore it?
Try to ignore it. You just got to keep going.
Do you ever wear shorts, Mike? Because every time I see you, you wear jeans out on the job. Is it a safety thing or a comfort thing or a secure thing? I never see you in like cargo shorts.
Well, I don't really mess with cargo.
I don't think, Mike, if I didn't see your knees, I would say that I don't think you have knees.
Well, I wear the same thing year round.
Yeah, just jeans just because of the nature of your job?
Yeah, I do. And I've known people to throw apron over shorts. Jack Miller used to wear sandals and shoe horses.
Ooh, that's kind of dangerous.
And he, it would be 100 degrees out, and he'd have sandals and no socks on and all this kind of stuff. And,
Crocs.
Or Crocs or whatever, yeah. But it was Jack. Jack didn't care.
Are you staying hydrated out there, Mike?
I am trying my best to stay hydrated.
You keep enough water in the cooler out there for you?
Load it up every day.
We moved on here on the property. We moved Dominique and Cayenne to the second pasture and the third pasture, which is all trees.
The shaded ones.
It's all trees back there, so we've been throwing a little bit more hay for them
I
out
got
there.
a new cooler for the truck. I'm running a 12-volt cooler, and they last a couple of years running them full time. And I keep it loaded up.
All right, guys. Well, we got a big show to get into, lots to talk about. And when we come back, we're going to talk terminology. We're going to talk about flexion. And I said this, mispronounced it a couple times, and Mike will probably have to correct me again. So stick around. You're listening to Equine Dynamics.
You can mispronounce, and I can mispronounce it another way.
Yeah. So stick around. You're listening to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. He'll be right back. Yeah, it was hot as hell out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I ended up working Sunday, and it kind of kicked my butt pretty good. I was not moving fast.
Yeah, I know. When we got back from just a couple hours we were out there for 3.5 hours, and I got back home, and I was like, babe, she's like, what's wrong? I said, I just feel weak. You just feel weak. You can't pick up your arms. You can't. You just. And I'm drinking this is all full of Gatorade and electrolytes and all the stuff that's supposed to help you.
Right.
Not fast enough. It was not fast enough. All right. When we come back, talking terminology.
Yes.
Okay. Here we go. Seems like every day I got to fix this stupid thing. There we go. I say every day, every weekend, but I sit in different places all the time. All right. Here we go.
Right. Just because of the rotation, the Earth is never in the same spot, right?
Never. Welcome back to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. Don't forget, you can join the podcast. The way you do that is go to equinedynamics.com. At the very top of the page says join the podcast. Click on that. You can see all the past episodes that we've been doing here on Equine Dynamics. The past 4.5 years of shows. You can get caught up on that as well. And you can see all the different guests that we've had on here. And your voice, you too can be part of the show. Your voice can be heard right alongside of us. We broadcast every Monday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Get your voice, speak right into it, comes right to our inbox, and we'll play it on the very next podcast. And you can ask Mike Stine a question. You can ask me a question. You can ask anyone a question, and we'll answer it here on the air. My very own question and answer guy over to my far hand side is Mike Stine. How are you?
I am doing spectacular.
He's still a little wounded from the heat out there?
A little shell-shocked, yeah.
I know. I asked you, normally I go, do you want a water, Mike? Before he comes up to the studio, he's like, no, I'm good today. Just opened my coffee. Today he's like, give me 2. Give me 2, Doc. I'll take 2 with me.
Right.
Now, this is the part of the show where we talk terminology. Now, if you're new to the show, welcome. This is the part of the show where we kind of define some of the words that you might have heard. Your doctor, your veterinarian, your podiatrist,
Special interest in podiatry.
Special interest in podiatry.
I have a farrier with a special interest in podiatry.
And anyone else that says any kind of terms and stuff in the barn or around the stables or around your horses at all, we kind of define those here. And this week we're going to talk about flexion. Now, Mike, when we talk about flexion, I'm thinking like the big muscle guys up on stage where they flex their muscles and sit up on stage.
Just kind of like you do.
Like Hulk Hogan, RIP,
Right.
who, God bless his soul, or rest in peace.
Right.
Hulk Hogan and stuff up there on the stage flexing, but that's flexing, not flexion. So what do we talk about?
I'm surprised you're not up there with like Arnold and those guys showing them up.
Yeah, I'm so ripped.
Yeah.
So when we talk about flexion, what are we talking about?
Well, your joints work in a couple different directions. Flex is to bend it, and then you have your extension, and you have your flexor muscles that drive the flexion, and extension muscles drive the extension, like of your foreleg.
Okay.
The back also flexes, and which is something we're going to be talking about. And most all the flexion in the back is going to be down around the SI and lower back behind the saddle.
So on my handy dandy cheat sheet here, I have the flexion. The term indicates the movement of the joint, which results in the decrease of the joint angle. Well, that's what I have. That's all I have. I was going on to the next sentence. I'm like, whoa, wait, that doesn't make any sense. So, okay,
Angle.
if you're watching this on the YouTube channel, make sure you go over there right there. Hold on, Mike. Hold on. I got to set this up for you. Go over to YouTube right now. Mike's doing like praying hands on the screen here and search Equine Dynamics Mike Stine. What are you doing with your praying hands over there?
Well, this is to flex, and you're decreasing the angle size.
Okay.
And then you're increasing the angle size when you extend.
Okay. And that's it?
Was that it?
I guess.
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
And then you have the two your articulated surfaces against each other where they are moving.
And now there's a reason why we talk about all these and bring these terms up, because usually that's the theme of the show as far as what we're going to be talking about here on the show. So we're going to take a quick little break, and we're going to come back and we're going to talk about how flexion is going to deal with the back conformation, the implications of different conformation types. So stick around. You're listening to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. He'll be right back.
Okay. I forgot to ask, can you shoot this
Yeah.
camera angle?
Zoom in.
There you go.
Need more light on that? There we go.
That works. And there's a pointer. Sort of.
I can get closer if you want. Let me get closer. How's that look?
That looks spectacular.
It's a little fuzzy, but we'll deal with it. You ready?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to switch over to camera 7 and go to 9 for that later. Okay, here we go. Welcome back to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. Make sure you follow him over on Facebook. And the reason why you're going to do that is because if you're tired of all those, your political ads, and not ads, but all the political stuff, the nonsense that's going on your Facebook feed, you can get a little bit more education by just subscribing and liking Mike Stine over on Facebook. Just search Equine Dynamics Mike Stine. He's got two pages. He's got a personal page and a business page. If it shares it on one, he'll share it on the other. And the reason why you're going to do that is if you ever want to further your education and just get a little bit, what do I need to learn today? Mike posts a bunch of different articles up there.
Running something I need to learn every day.
Yes. Points jump on over to Facebook, and he puts a lot of stuff up there on his Facebook page, and you can see that if you're any interest at all in horses, and it'll continue education, just give him a like and subscribe over there. And my very own furthering education master over there on my far hand side is Mike Stine. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Now, we've had to switch the camera angles over here, and don't forget, for every podcast we do, you can see the full-length podcast over on YouTube in its whole entirety, and just search Equine Dynamics Mike Stine. Give him a follow over there, a little subscribe, and you can see this in real time. We have a whole bunch of visuals that we have here in the studio, so jump on over there, and you can see this right now as we're talking about it here on the air. So, Mike, what are we looking at here? I'm going to switch over to camera 9, and we can see this. It's a little fuzzy. I don't think the camera's going to pick that up, but you can get the gist of what it is.
Right. This is a top view of looking down on your horse with a great big x-ray unit.
You know what that looks like? That looks like one of those dead lizards I would find on my windowsill that's been sitting there for like 2 months.
Right. You'd have to have a big windowsill for a real one of these.
Yeah, exactly. So what are we looking at?
Well, this is a top view And of course, you see the neck and your rib cage, and your all the way down your thoracic spine and your lumbar area, and all the way back to the tail.
Now we're going to talk about the back conformation and implications of different conformation types. So we talked about flexion. So how does that deal with the conformation types that we're talking about here?
Well, for like your sport horses, and dressage for a working cow horse, for whatever it may be, that you want to do lateral movement. Horses are pretty well designed to run straight from when they're in fear, but their backs do not bend a lot. Most and they are prone to have back problems, probably more than we know. We're looking at kissing spine, we're looking at neck problems, we're looking at a lot of deals more than we ever had. They've probably always been there. Are they symptomatic of problems or not? That's the big thing.
Or from being domesticated and breeding.
Domesticated, breeding. Some horses have longer backs. If you've got a horse that is pulled into a collar, a little length to the back may not be such a bad thing. Some people say, I want a long back horse because they think it's smoother. But on the other end, it makes it harder for the horse to round up and lift. And it depends, for the horse's job, getting the hind end under them, if they cannot round up, you cannot really get the hind end under. So it's going to be, a completely different
Go ahead.
way of going.
There it goes. Now it's in focus. It was trying to focus on your pen.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, just it's always good to pay attention to horses' backs, because when people start talking to me about how their horse is working, and one of the first things I look at is the back, what the muscling looks like, and and my horse is moving, my horse is doing this, my horse is doing that, and you look at the back, and the back's not there for it, and but that's what you actually have to work with, and so it tells you a lot real quick as to what's going on with the horse.
So on my handy-dandy cheat sheet here, I have withers, the ankle for the muscles, and the leverage point for the front portion of the back. And then we also have ligaments and muscles form a continuous band of support, and lumbar scar. I can't.
Lumbar sacral joint.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes, scar joint.
Where's that at? Oh, I see it down in the back.
Here, lower back.
Okay,
but it's kind of like a suspension bridge, and we ask a lot of it, and the muscling behind the withers, that's always a dead giveaway if we got hollows there. And I've had people sit there, I'm glad when my horse gets withers so it can hold a saddle. Well, the lack of muscle is not necessarily a great deal. And some horses are more mutton withered, which are broad-chested things, which don't have much of a wither, which that horse is going to perform different, probably more of a paddler, that sort of deal. Big broad chest, most likely. And when you're looking at horses, one thing that I look at is how straight they are from the dock of the tail all the way up through the pole. And there are plenty of horses that have a tendency to be bent and twisted, and they're born that way. They come out of the womb that way. And have they had a chance to straighten their bodies out? And that will affect development in the shoulders. It will affect development in the back end. And I've got pictures of some of these old horses I've worked on where you got a left and right side, where you've seen where it's like two totally different horses because they've been twisted most of their lives, and the development shows it.
I have a question about when a horse is born and you say they're twisted, and I just got done.
They're kind of laying in the womb on their side, and they're kind of like laying in a hammock sideways.
So I just got done watching a series called The Penguin, and if you haven't seen the series, it's a great series. And the penguin himself has a not so strong leg, but he's got a brace, like a metal brace. Back in the 50s and 60s, they used to put like a metal brace on a person's leg, and they'd walk around like this.
Right.
Is there any kind of structure or kind of implements that you can put on a horse if it's twisted bad enough? I know you work with the feet, you try to trim the horse's feet and stuff, but do they put braces or any kind of like a cast or some kind of a sock or something on the horse to make it fix it, I guess, is for lack of a better term?
Well, if you got a horse that's twisted and they're offsetting the shoulders, offsetting the pelvis, a lot more of that probably comes to the talents of your farrier. And
so you're saying that there's...
Well, I say that, but that's not completely true either. Saddle fit plays a part of it.
But there's no physical like nut and bolts and leather straps and wing nuts that you're trying to fix a leg that's winged out or bowed in some sense at an early age so it'll grow straight or grow in the right direction. There's nothing that you can physically put on it like ancient medieval torture type thing.
Well, that's one of those things there that as farriers, if we're paying attention to that, sometimes a millimeter at the ground can make an inch or more difference up at the top of the shoulder or at the hip.
Okay.
And we will make slight adjustments to work with helping get the body square. You don't want to over push it by any means, but just minimal adjustments, and then the horse start building into it. And usually as the weak side gets stronger, it opens up and it will lift itself. But you've got to get the body where it can move and start engaging those muscles.
And this is something you want to start at birth, or is this something that you can deal with later on, like 2-3 years down the line? Or are you chasing it the whole time?
I'm chasing it all the time. But later in life, when horses start having problems, they start dropping, collapsing, and getting more uneven. And working with your veterinarians, like with Doc Mansman, that's part of what we were working with when I was working at his clinic to get horses where they could travel in a straight line, because if they're staggering sideways, you can't get ahead of it sometimes. And it's just quote balancing a foot. You can't exactly put it on one of those things and spin it and see what the weight looks like. And I know Tony Gonzalez is like, we're not really balancing the foot. We're trying to normalize the pressure in it.
So to continue on my cheat sheet here, movement of the neck or the hindquarters acts to raise the center of the back, which enables the horse to carry the weight of the rider and the tack.
Right. And you want to blow it out of the water, let's just throw some bad tack on there that doesn't fit right.
Right.
You want them to lift and the saddle's biting them. And, on these horses that are a little twisted, how the saddle is flocked or how you pat a saddle, being more of a Western saddle, makes a big difference. And if the horse is twisted, it throws the rider out of position, which just complicates the situation.
So my wife just got back from Maryland at that big workshop, and I figured out what the difference between a clinic and a workshop is.
A clinical workshop.
No, there's a clinic and a workshop. So a clinic, you're there to see one person to show you how to do one certain exercise, and that's basically it. And you take those tools and you go home and you work with them. A workshop is they teach you how to do something on day one, and they watch your progression of that same instant with your horse, like being in summer school. You didn't learn Spanish, so now day one we're gonna teach you Spanish. Day two we're gonna continue to teach you Spanish. Day three we're gonna see how well you learn Spanish, and day four you take your test and you try to graduate. That's the difference between a workshop and a clinic.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me throw this at you.
Wait. Oh, go ahead, because I want to continue my story about my wife.
When I referred to it as a clinic with Simon Curtis from England.
Yes, that is a clinic.
Dr. Simon Curtis. That is a clinic.
That is a clinic.
Now, you say that.
Okay.
We did the lectures. We did all the drawings and measurements. And we worked on live horses. And we got Simon's checking behind us to give us the, oh boy, you went to sleep. But so at what point did that become a workshop?
I don't know.
Or was it? Was it a workshop? Was it a clinic? Because it worked hands-on.
Tomatoes, right?
Forge was fired up, working on horses, and there you go.
So my wife, when she went to the Maryland workshop, the instructor, you were talking about the tack and everything, brought her stirrups up one whole, I say belt loop hole. One
belt loop.
Yeah, one belt loop hole up on the horse and said, okay, now try riding it this way. And just that one movement of the stirrups coming up on one side or both sides, and the way she sat in the saddle was a little bit different, helped improve the lesson that she was trying to teach that day. So you were talking about saddle fitting right and tack fitting right and all that. That one little...
It's got to be fit to the horse and also to the pilot.
The pilot, yes. All right, guys, we're going to take a little break, and when we come back, if you're not on YouTube, jump on over to YouTube right now, and you can see these photos and pictures in real time. I'm going to warn you, they're a little bit graphic, but I'm giving you the warning now, so stick around. You're listening to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. He'll be right back. Welcome back to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. If you want to ask Mike Stine a question, the way you do that is go to equinedynamics.com. At the very top of the page says... contacts, the little drop-down menu. Make sure you put your question in there. You can email us and ask us any questions that you want. We have over 4.5 years of shows. This is season 13, so you got 13 or 12 and a half seasons of shows that you can ask us questions on, and we'll read your question on the air or email you right back. Make sure you put a physical address in there, and we'll send you out some stickers, some magnets of the new logo and everything, and you can be part of the show by doing it that. And over to my far hand side, my very own part of the show is Mike Stine. How are you?
I am doing good, Travis. How are you doing today?
Doing all right. So with all this weather and everything, do you have you make me hot just sitting up here, Mike, because I know how hot it is out there with your polo shirts and everything that you got on.
And then I start a fire.
You could start a fire. That's all.
I do start fires.
I
every day.
Just the long and the short is, Mike.
Worried about getting frostbite.
I worry about you being out there in the heat, so I want to make sure that you're doing okay. Make sure you take I don't know if you got water in your truck or anything. Make sure you grab a couple waters out.
I'm loaded up with water.
Okay, I got waters down in the studio cooler down there, or the refrigerator down there. So
Right.
make sure you grab some. All right. Now, if you're not over on YouTube, jump on over right now. You can see the podcast in its full entire form over there as well, and give us a like and subscribe. Just another media outlet for you to enjoy the podcast as you're driving around in this hot weather, just staying inside in the nice cool breeze. You can watch this on YouTube and follow us as well. Now, these photos are a little, not graphic, but they are a little disturbing as far as what they are. And I'm going to warn you, these are called summer sores that are on horses. And the reason why we're bringing this up is because it is summertime. It is hot out. And these are the type of things that Mike, as a farrier, or you as a trainer or a horse owner or anything, might come in contact with and look at that. Look at this item, the sore, and go, oh my God, who bit my horse? What happened? Did a rattlesnake get it? So I'm going to switch over to camera 6 here. And we don't want that. We want this. And what are we looking at here, Mike?
That would be referred as a summer sore.
That right there looks like a strawberry underneath a covered in fur.
Yeah, pretty much. And they get pretty sore, and they can get them other places on their bodies.
Where else on their body? So people can look for them.
They can get them on their legs. Lips are in a common place up under their bellies. There's other places they can get them. This is something that is there's a stomach worm. I'm not going to try to pronounce the name. We can mispronounce it. We take turns to see what name we come up with.
Right.
But it goes through the system, it hits the manure pile, and the flies get in the manure pile. They do their thing. A fly flies in and out of the manure pile. They pick up a worm larva. The horse has a cut on at this point. Had a little nick there from something, right?
Right.
And so then the flies start messing with. They leave the larva of the stomach worm there, which is not the normal place for the stomach worm. Some people have been told that has nothing to do with that, but this seems to be what people are saying. And typically, worming your horse with ivermectin will help get rid of it. And
so, is this the time of year where people normally do that, or is that a year-round thing? The ivermectin.
That is a good question for your veterinarian.
Okay.
And there are several worms out there that are good with that. People rotate wormers so the wormers won't
tolerance. Yeah.
Build tolerance to it.
See, to me, this right here, as we're looking at it, looks like, because I've had
It's a big bulge.
Well, I've had something like that on my neck and stuff, but it's not anywhere near the size of that. But I would chalk that up as an ingrown hair, like an ingrown hair, and I would get this little, like razor stubble. You get that. You've gotten that before.
Right.
But I mean, if you've had like an ingrown hair like around your cheek or anything like that, or even women, when you're shaving your legs, that's what this looks like. This looks like an ingrown hair that's just gotten out of control.
Right.
And that's not what it is.
Could it be?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
What would you diagnose it to be? I mean, seriously.
I would want to lance that and drain it.
Well, that probably has been done. You can get some proud flesh and all that sort of deal going on. One of the suggestions was treating it with sulfur granules topically would probably dry it up. I'm sure there's been.
Is it full of something, or do you know?
Well,
or is it swollen fatty tissue?
It's swollen. It's proud flesh. It's it's got a worm living in there.
I want to stick a needle in it. I just want to pop it.
Right. Yeah. And they get pretty sore, and working on this guy's feet, you got to kind of tiptoe around that.
So is this is the most of the time of year where you see summer sores a little bit more? I guess hence the name summer sores.
Yeah, it would be later in the summer and into the fall.
So there you go. Oh, God almighty.
Yeah, when you get that thing under control and settle down, it's going to leave a mark.
Okay, so it'll have some scar tissue or something behind that.
Well, it probably will, yeah.
So is it and I guess can the horse work while this is on there? Or I guess it would be kind of irritating for a horse to work with this.
Well, right at the moment, he is doing what he does. So
at least this horse right here.
He's doing what he does. His workload is pretty much see who can hurt around or who can hurt him around. But if he was to take off across the paddock or something, he's not lame.
Okay. Oh God,
this guy's job is being a lawn ornament.
Right, but
and it's not for lack of care. I mean, as far as the farrier stuff, she's regular with her vet care and everything else. So
So let's say
it can happen.
Let's say August 1st, you go out there and you're trimming this horse's hooves, and you're doing all the normal stuff, and then 6 weeks later you come back and it's like this. Is that how quickly it can evolve? Or is this?
Well, that's taken a little bit to get to that point, but it can evolve quicker than you want it to. But people, I've got fancy show horses. That can happen on fancy show horses, and
so no one's immune to it.
I know some years ago, one of my clients, and I'm not going to name any names, had a horse that was going into laminitis, and that only happens to inexpensive horses that are not. I feed the best of, and guess what? The horse is going into laminitis, and no, high-bred horses don't have laminitis. And I'm like, actually, they do. Well, I feed top quality everything. Well, that may be part of the problem, but anyway, it can happen to anybody's horse. The point being,
yeah, I wanna do like that the Dr. Pimple Popper and just kind of poke it and just let it.
We can start Travis, the summer sore popper.
No, I don't want to do it. I just want to watch it. It's just kind of that ASMR relieve visual stuff. All right, guys, one more little segment. We'll let you get back to playing with your ponies. You're listening to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. He'll be right back. Welcome back to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. Make sure you follow him over on YouTube. If you want to join the podcast, you can do that as well. Go to equinedynamics.com. At the top of the page says join the podcast. And your voice, your physical voice, if you got a microphone on your device, your tablet, your computer, your PC, whatever you got a microphone on, and you can hear this podcast, you can speak right into your device. You can be anonymous if you want. It's going to ask for your name. You can put whatever you want up there.
Do you know Anonymous?
I do know Anonymous. Horse Rider 123. And then it does want a physical email address. It's not a grab or anything like that. It just wants to make sure you're not a robot and that you're a valid person, and your voice will come right to the show. We broadcast every Monday morning at 9 a.m.
I did receive an email over discussing the show this morning.
Oh, did you really? Where's it at?
I deleted it.
Why? Was it spam?
Well, I'm following your show, and I can do this to boost your ratings.
Oh, yeah.
You can pay me. Yeah,
yeah, I've seen those all the time.
Get those, yeah.
Yeah. So go over to equinedynamics.com. You can join the podcast. And over to my far hand side, my very own spaminator is Mike Stine. How are you?
I'm doing good, Travis. How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. What did we learn today, Mike?
We learned it's going to be hot.
It's going to be very hot. Talking terminology, flexion, or as I said in the beginning of the off the air and stuff, I called it flexion.
Yeah, flexion.
Flexion.
Okay. To to flex and decrease the angle, and then joints also extend, and you've got movement in the articulated surface, which is to into your joint.
And also discussion of the back conformation and implications of different conformation types and how flexion is involved in that in those types of things.
Right. We do probably have, horses are prone to back injuries, and there's a lot that plays into that. And, for a horse to work as a performance horse, they need to be able to flex and lift their back. If they cannot, maybe they're not cut out for that job.
And the definition, I forgot to add this, and the definition of flexion that I have is the term indicates the movement of a joint which results in the decrease of a joint angle. And also in my handy dandy cheat sheet, withers are the ankles of muscles that have a leverage point on the front portion of the back, and ligaments and muscles form the continuous band of support of the lumbar sacral joint to the
That's
withers.
the way I say it.
Yeah.
You say it,
I think everyone will get the point on that. So there you go.
Travis is going to write his own horse dictionary.
I think we're up on 200 words of things that we've made up here.
Right.
Also, horse summer sores, and I'm gonna switch back over to camera 6 here. Oh, I got to go back to the camera. There we go. And these summer sores, which look like little small apples on a horse's foot. And you just want to lance them and watch them drain. And you saying that as a horse farrier, it's not your fault. It's something that happened with a fly larva.
That is what the research seems to say. And there are people out there say it has nothing to do with that, but you do do it with some proud flesh and stuff like that involved, especially down on the leg. Where it affects me on a horse like this is to handle his leg, you got to tiptoe around that because he's not going to like you touching it.
Now, Cayenne, on a side note here, Cayenne out there, you've seen her, what she's wearing.
Right.
What is she wearing out there on her feet?
Halloween mask. She's wearing fly things.
She's got it's a Velcro net.
Fly net, yeah.
That goes up and down her from the bell of the hoof all the way up to this.
Right.
Whatever that joint is. I forget. 4.5 years, you think I'd learn something on this show. And it protects that. Is that because Amy's trying to prevent the summer sores from happening on her feet?
Summer sores could be part of it. But, they're sitting around stomping and dancing because of flies, and I think the attempt is to keep them from stomping and dancing because of flies so much.
Yeah, she's got those little, almost like a screen boot that are on the lower part of the Cayenne's feet, just to keep them from dancing around, I guess.
Yeah, I got one client who has a fly sheet. I keep accusing her of wanting to do traffic direction on road sites. It is bright yellow with reflective strips and got the leggings and everything and a hood to go with it. And she will go out easy, go through her little trails and all that, and have the horse suited up in that and comes back.
Oh, it's got to be hot and sweaty for that.
You'd think. She doesn't. I mean, she got a good shaded trail, and she's not going to ride when it's too hot.
All right, guys, if you want this podcast to perform out at your location, your clinic, we can bring this right to your very own front doorstep, right to your tack room, right to your barn stall door. The way you do that is go to equinedynamics.com. At the top of the page says clinics. Fill out that little form. We'll come out there. It is the summer heat, so make sure anywhere that we go, there's some AC out there for us. We did a couple shows a couple weeks ago, and you can see those up on the YouTube channel. And you can follow us over there on Facebook as well. On behalf of Mike Stine over there,
have a good day. Enjoy your ponies, and we'll catch you next week. And hopefully it's a little bit cooler and got a little more life left in me.
My name's Travis, saying stay hydrated and see you next week.
Just close your eyes and dream, little pal. Dream of someone.
So you had the dates backwards on what's his name?
Of course. Of course you did.
Hi, Lucky.
Good night, Ned.
Night, Dusty.
Good night, Ned.
Good night, Ned.